What's going on, everybody? Yeah, well, computer is running right now. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. It's still doing the random just shutting off thing, but I did have to put a different power supply in it. And I'm thinking maybe the random shutting off is what killed the last power supply. So it's just got to make it a little bit longer. Just hold on. We're getting close. If I end up having to pull the trigger early, I won't get what I want. I'll just get something to get by. It'll be better than what I have, either way. But if it'll hold on just a little bit longer, I'll get something nice. Well, relatively nice. We're not going all out. Hoping for something around the $1,000 range. Oh, okay. I thought maybe I'd need to turn up my mic or something. That's, you know. Oh, boy. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream this morning. I have nothing planned. No plans. We're just hanging out, playing around today. A tad low. Okay, well, I've got a volume knob here on my microphone, a sensitivity knob. I can turn that up just a hair. How's that? Is that better? I mean, I still got lots of room to go on it. I just don't want to, someone using headphones, I don't want to blow them away. Alrighty, well, let's see. Let's move this over here. Go to screen share. Bring a Blender. Get my chat back on top so I can see it. There we go. I need to go to 3 screens. That way I can keep an eye on OBS on one screen, chat on another, and Blender on the other. Howdy, Ben. Feeling better today, man? I hope. Morning, Ed. So I did post some things to Thingiverse recently. And then some things to Patreons yesterday. Yesterday for the Patreons, I added the sport roof for the 4-door version, which you can see here. So it's the lower profile roof. Oh, good. Surgery's a bad thing. I don't like surgery. It took a long time to be livable with this shoulder again after surgery. So there was 6 months of intense physical therapy, which sucked. Oh God, the physical therapy was worse than the surgery, and worse than the injury. So going along trying to do some, minor stuff and keep going. I did add the sport steering wheel. this steering wheel. I added it to the files on Thingiverse for the sport version. I'm still holding off, even though the Scorpion has reached the time necessary to put it up on Thingiverse. I think I need to redo part of it, because over time mine isn't holding up as well as I would like. So there's a couple things that I think I can redo that'll make it hold up better. And so before I put it out on Thingiverse, I want it to be the best it can be. The springs are what's causing it some problems. I think I need to reorient them and change their placement a bit. Yeah, Ben, you're falling behind, man. All sorts of people are starting to get their projects done. Thierry is almost done with his. He shared it with me on Twitter the other day, and it brought up a good point, something that I need to sit down and do, and that's make an assembly guide. Because he had one of the parts installed backwards, and so after I showed him what he had installed backwards and he fixed it, it went together better for him. But that reminded me that I needed to, at some point, make an assembly manual. And at some point I need to finish this trailer. I got so many things like partially done. It's insane. But right now I'm still fighting that creative funk. I'm still everything I design is just not working. Yeah, I've caught a few of your Twitch streams, Ben. I don't get to catch them all. I have seen. Have you guys seen the latest news? Some of the people that are ordering Prushas are getting the Mark III S now. Still not sure what the difference between the Mark III and the Mark III S is. A difference with the filament runout sensor, I believe, so far. I've seen consistent reports on. Because I have, I still have in the plans, I want to get a Prusa at some point. And so seeing now that the Mark III S is starting to trickle out there instead of the Mark III has me glad that I held off. Because I would be one of those people that, my luck, I would order it and 2 weeks later they change everything or put out a new model, and that I would have rather had. I don't think there's much difference. Yeah, I'm not real familiar. I've seen a lot of people talk about the Bear Prusa, but I haven't really seen any information on a finished one. Is that essentially replacing the that sheet metal stamped or laser cut whatever upright with extrusions, or what? I still haven't seen a lot of people with finished stuff showing it off. Yeah, I'm subbed to him, and I've caught a couple of his live streams, but every time I tune into his live stream, they don't seem to be on any sort of specific topic. They're just kind of, well, doing what I'm doing right now. So I understand that that this kind of content isn't for everybody, because or if they're talking, it's Prusa specific stuff, and because I don't own a Prusa, it doesn't apply to me, and so it doesn't interest me, which I guess is the same problem I'm running into with my 3D modeling stuff, is it doesn't interest everybody. My viewership has been down. Subs are holding steady, but concurrent views and total views are both down. So it is what it is. That's not why I started this channel. I didn't start this channel to get tons of subs and be monetized and all that. I started this channel to design stuff and show you guys what I'm designing, and maybe teach you a few things along the way. So but yeah, as far as partly finished projects, I need to get this trailer done. I need on this same file, I've been working on a half-track version of the VSV now that I can do tank treads. So yeah, you can see a half-track VSV is in the works. I did, I've been just trying to pick one, like the ones that are just little things. Like, because I released the sport roof for the 2-door, I was like, I need to get a sport roof finished for the 4-door. And so I did that yesterday. I need to, as far as a quick and easy thing, I need to make a 2-part snap insert version of the seat for the back seat on the 4-door, like I have for the 2-door VSV, so you can do the 2-color seats. Yeah, Your Daily Micron was the one that was reporting that he received a Mark III's. He didn't go into much depth or detail about it, though. Just showed some pictures of the instruction manual and whatnot. But I guess some things are in a holding pattern because there's some stuff that's not covered in the assembly manual or something, and they haven't released the instructions for it yet. Let's see, what else is low-hanging fruit that's in the works. I need to print the go-kart. I have not done that yet. And that's not a big print. It just like my Creative Funk, my printers have been fighting me lately. And it's nothing is wrong with the printers. It's just everything I do comes out wrong. The filament's breaking while I'm trying to load it. I'm slicing files wrong. Just one thing after another. So right now I'm just like a walking, talking disaster as far as 3D printing is going and design. Everything I touch turns to crap. So I've been not as motivated. So yeah, everything I've been trying to do 3D design or printing wise has just been a struggle. Yep, the hauler, that's another one that's got a ton of work to be done on it, and but I really love the aesthetic. I love the design. I've got so much to do on it that it's overwhelming right now. That, and I still haven't finalized some ideas in my head whether I'm going to approach them that way, or well, you can see one of the ideas that I'm messing with will have both the front and rear suspension where it will turn, and then there's articulation in the wheels so that when this one goes down, this one will go up, and vice versa. So you'll have some, you know, cantilevered rocking back and forth of the wheels, which, you know, and maybe I'm overthinking it and I need to just simplify and go with static wheels. So those are some of the things that are kind of derailing me, kicking my butt right now. Is like, I want to play with this functionality, but then does this functionality make sense, or, you know. So yeah, the hauler is another one that's on the to-do list. Multi-material versions of past models are all in need of doing. You know, I never got any farther with the coupe or the sedan. There was and this was something I started playing with, I guess, last week, maybe. Which I don't know if you can tell what that's going to be. So lots of stuff. What did I do there? Oh, that was where the sport roof came from. I was originally working on a racing version of the VSV, and that's what the sport roof was born out of. And there was the little motorcycle that I started, you know, that I never got any farther on. All sorts of stuff. And then there's the tank. You know. Which the thing holding me up on it is figuring out the best place, how to section off the body so that it's printable for people with smaller format printers. And then I want to put some mounts on top here to click in some spare tread. And then I'm struggling right now with also the articulation of the turret and the gun. Yeah, and that might be what I end up doing, Roy, is just get a simplistic version so that, you know, wheels and tires are static, they don't move up and down, they don't turn, they just, you know, and then do an upgrade kit later. And if I go about it the right way, I could do an upgrade kit that won't require people to reprint the big parts. So that's, you know, another consideration with that is design it so that you can go back and just pop off just the bottom section, reprint the functional suspension, and snap it into place. Because that's the problem when I went and modified the VSV to have the functional traveling suspension and steering, was it also required you to reprint basically the entire undercarriage and the bumpers, because there was no way around it. While if I'd have designed the first time, and maybe that's what's gotten into my head about this, if I'd designed it the first time, I could have designed the frame and the bumpers to have been the same for either version if I would have known, then what I know now. So just lots of stuff that's kind of getting to me right now as far as that goes, and maybe that's, again, maybe the part of that is getting into my head is that, I've made this stuff and now I can look back on it and I've made upgrades and changes and things like that, and I'm like, well, these upgrades and changes now, if somebody printed the first one, they have to reprint a lot of stuff in order to do the upgrade. While if I would have had the upgrade in mind from the beginning, they could have printed this version and then applied the upgrade to the first one they printed easily and inexpensively, both in cost of time and materials. Because I try to be mindful of that kind of stuff, but then another part of me says, everybody who gets into 3D printing knows the time and the cost of materials, and they know what they're getting into with that, and they know that an upgrade or change could mean reprinting all of it, not even just part of it. They could end up reprinting the whole thing. But I don't know if that's, a good attitude to have about that. So Roy, I can tell you, people send me messages on Facebook and stuff all the time, music related, and my name's right there, and they still misspell it. It's my favorite misspelling of my musical career, the one that well, there's been a couple of them that were hilarious, but my favorite was when I was in a band for a while in St. Louis called Southbound 55, and when Southbound 55 let's say blew up, and I decided to start my own project that I was in control of, which literally that was the moment everything changed for me in my music career, when I took the bull by the horn, so to speak, and took control of it. And maybe I need to have one of those moments with the channel as well, where I take a little more responsibility and ownership for what I'm doing, and take the bull by the horns. But anyway, so I took the bull by the horns. I created my own project to put my name out front. But at the time, I also understood the guys that were joining me in this project wanted recognition. So we sat down, had a little powwow, and they came up with the band name Powder Keg. That's what they wanted to be called. And so we were booking shows under Ricky Lee Tanner and Powder Keg. And one of our first shows, a bar that I had played at dozens of times with the previous project, has on the marquee out front, big marquee, on the marquee out front was Richie Lynn Turner and the Powered Kegs. Okay, now I understand Ricky Lee Tanner and Powder Keg. It's 6 words involved in that band name. I get it. But they made a 7-word band name, and of the original 6 words, they only got 1 word right, and that was "and." Yes, Terry Davis. This is Blender. This is what I do all my designs in, and make design and make cool stuff like this. Although lately I've been in a massive creative funk, and this is the treads for the tank you see on screen.